So we're back at inventory part 2. So let's just get into it. So previously we left off by adding the item to our array. Today we're gonna actually add it to our inventory so we can see it visually. So go to your add item to inventory function that we created, and we're gonna modify it a little bit. So when it's true, right, we want the item to drop, so we're gonna do spawn actor from class, and the class will be this one, the item class. Try to adjust location but always spawn, and this execute will go into this set array element. And the spawn transfer, we're gonna right click and split at the structure, right? Just gonna split it basically. Location, so the spawn transfer location will go into the add item to inventory. Now let's rename it to drop location. Let's reroute it so it's beautiful. Let's go to f interact, and we will have drop location. Right? So from the actor we're gonna get the location, but first let's go into our main player, right? That should be, that isn't, okay. So we are going to add a component called an arrow. This will be drop location, and the drop location will be somewhere in front, I think, somewhere there. So let's go back. Let's have drop location. So get drop location, get world location, and basically just plug it in just like that. So first things first, go to BP jerrycan or the item that you have, and just check that item class is the jerrycan or the item class basically. So if we duplicate it by holding alt and dragging, so if we take it and take this one, you can see it actually spawned right there. Bam, 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 boom. See? So it's basically spawning. As you can see, there's no physics, so it's like floating weirdly. To add physics, go to the base interaction item, go to event graph, now go to construct script, and simulate physics, just like that. So it should automatically get the static mesh. If it doesn't, drag in your static mesh and check the simulation, simulate, sorry. Again, just check it. So if you play, you take this one and take this one. You can see it just dropped. Kind of weirdly. The thing is why it drops right there, because so the drop location should be inside the camera. So we take this and take this. You can see it drops in front. And if it glitches out like that, you can just make it so it's a little bit forward basically. So you can see it just drops in front of you. So now that's basically done. So we have dropping. Now we're gonna do a little tweaking. So this function that we have right here, we're actually going to delete it. And you may ask, oh, why is that? Because we're gonna go into the add item to inventory and going to add the function right here. So delete the print string, and from false we're gonna do I think it was interact, f interact, and just plug it into the set array element item, just like that. Just plug it in. Now the input, you can just delete the input and select that. The target, now you have to drag it in this target, and as you may know, the target is the hit actor. Well, it should be, yep, this one. Just like that. You can rename it to actor or something like that. So it just cleans stuff up basically. You can as well, and of course don't forget to set the st item info as well. Now we are going to add the images. So let's get the widget blueprint HUD slot icon, just like that. Selector slot will be the selector slot. The texture will be the item image from the item information. So basically like this. So if we play, select this, as you can see it turns white because we don't really have any images. So if I select this one, it should turn white. But so we're gonna drag in an image real quick. So if you have your own, you can just drag them in as PNGs, if I'm correct. So it's quite up to you. So let's go back to our jerrycan. Let's add a def image. And if we play, so if we select this one, you can see we have a def icon. So now we want actually to drop the items as well, because I don't want them to stay in my inventory. So let's have another function called f drop item. So it's quite the same as item add item to inventory. It's literally the same thing. So basically we are going to get the inventory, right? Get the reference and break it. Connect the selector slot. Check is valid class. So basically, is there an item in our inventory? If it's true, spawn actor from class. This is the class. Of course, the input will be the actor. And it should be BP main player. Get drop location, or yeah, drop location. Get world location once again and plug it in. Of course, you can actually split it. So if you split it, it will make your life easier. So just plug it in. The scaling should be 1, of course. So now we need the inventory once again. Set array element, and everything should be default, but the index should be, of course, selector slot. The item should be none, because we are not adding nothing. We are just not adding anything. Let's get the HUD slot once again. Slot icon. The texture though, it will be the default one, the action bar, just like that. And for the selected slot. So this is how we going to drop the item. It's really simple. We basically set everything to default. So now let's go into our main player, right? We have all of these inputs, so just drag it out. Let's go and create another one called input action drop item, or just drop basically. Go to the default one, add another one. So this one will be drop, and this will be Q for dropping. You can add whatever key you want. Enchanted input action, and once again drop item actor self. So right now we cannot drop anything, but if we get this, you can see we can drop it, pick it up, drop it. It's really simple mechanism, I guess, or function. There are many ones, you can drop them. And you can see we have a little bug. So if we have it in the same slot, technically switch, right? They are not switching, so let's fix that bug real quick. Okay, now we can duplicate stuff. Okay, so this is oh shit, nah. Okay, so I found my mistake. So whenever you drop it, okay, switch the item, you have to plug it into the F interact interface. So it should look like this. So that's why it didn't actually work. My bad. Apologies. So it should look like this. So now if we play, we can switch the items. We can drop the items once again, switch them. Let's create another child. So go to base interaction item. Create a child. Let's call this BP poison. So I added a bandage. So a bandage mesh. So we can just, have 2 items, not 1. And yes, I named it poison. I don't know why, but I did. So basically, we have 2 items. We can see how they do. So as you can see, we have 2 items now. And let's set all the default information. So let's have a cloud item mesh, so we can actually drop something. The class, and that's basically it. So if we play, you can take the jerrycan, and you can see we can switch it with the medkit. So you can take this one, you can drop the medkit as well. So it works like this. And that's going to conclude the inventory system.